Hey, it's so nice to see you. Take a seat. Can I get you something to eat?
Yes, girl. Let me grab a drink and a snack. 'Cause babes, I heard we gotta chat.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Leenda, and this is For the Record, Your Honor. Gypsy Rose Blanchard, Truth, Lies, and Goodbyes, enquirer Reina, and Flawless Nina. What is going on? The woman who was released from prison and her story shocked the world, Miss Gypsy Rose Blanchard, continues to live a very public life, but instead of the claps, free admissions, 100 stuffed animals, and princess dresses, she is now trying to pretty much take a stroll with the baby and Ken, but is being chased by pitchforks and torches. After a whole year of doing a media tour, after being released to her husband, Ryan Anderson, she eventually filed for divorce and reconciled with her ex-fiance, Ken Urker, and then gave birth to a baby girl named Aurora. But the trolling and protesting and debates kept going. First, originally, it has been said that Gypsy was planned to be induced January 16th, but she had given birth on December 28th. It has been debated that the information Ken and Gypsy have put out themselves is not truthful. I would never just jump into a topic surrounding, say, a baby, an innocent child. So I want to make it very, very clear that this information that we're going over and we're discussing is all public information that was said publicly by Ken and Gypsy herself and even both of their parents. According to family members, it was pretty obvious with her history, Gypsy was a high-risk pregnancy. With that said, and the information we now know, many people wondered if the baby was premature. Ken child had gone on a live stream of Sir Morbid and answered some questions, and that included the answer that was no NICU, meaning the baby was not a preemie, and Gypsy was just dilating early. Viewers didn't just get details from Ken himself, but also from his mother. Rena Williams called in to clear the air on some things that had her concerned. When it came to her speaking about her grandchild, she divulged that this was her 12th grandbaby, and Aurora was born extremely tiny and only around 5 pounds. Ken's mother said she was able to spend time with the baby in the very beginning, and Gypsy was very attentive, so she did not have to help much. Now, was that kind of a way of saying she was controlling? Most likely not. But it's something many were actually wondering due to the history and parts of Miss Gyp's life. When speaking with Ken, he kind of slipped up and mentions the details about Aurora, just saying she's healthy, gaining weight, upping bottles, and eating. Him making sure to say that has a lot of people thinking maybe she's a preemie and he's just used to saying it like that, or it was a slip up. My reaction to that is leave the topic of the baby and all her birth details alone. Come on, you guys. That should just remain private and respected. But I'm not going to lie. Him saying those details the way he did does give me the idea that he is used to saying those exact tracking reports, probably to family members and doctors, so it was natural to say. Is that because she is smaller than usual or typical babies? Or is it because simply she's a baby and that's the main things you tend to keep in touch and focus with your doctors and family? It's normal. Ken did mention that he has his own house, and the amount of time he mentioned that Gypsy had spent there during the first few days after leaving the hospital made people question even more. And this time it was in discussion if she was violating parole or had gotten permission. And in my opinion and speculation, it's probably a very high possibility that if they had seen her as being on good behavior, according to their opinion and connection with her, the PD, whoever's involved with her parole, and due to the circumstances that she's closer to the end of her parole and she had just given birth to a child, they just might grant her allowed extra time out of the jurisdiction. He also went on to say he has no interest in discussing the book as his mother had no interest in reading it. Ken admitted he has read it and is proud of Gypsy sharing her story, but that was that.
After Ken's feisty appearance on Sir Morbid's Live just a few nights ago, the very next night, his mom, Morena, decided to step in and clear up all the confusion surrounding Gypsy Rose's induction date. But she didn't stop there. She revealed so much more, like Ken moving into a new house, Gypsy confiding in her, the lost dog incident, the baby shower cookies, and she even talks a little bit about Gypsy's book. And at one point during the live, Nick Godejohn's dad is in the chat, and Raina sends a message directly to him.
When creator Flawless Nina came onto the panel, Ken erupted like a volcano. And I must admit, he was very protective of Gypsy, as he should be, as he has made his obvious choice that is who he loves. I do understand why there is negative content and thoughts on Gypsy, but is it really wrong to give her time? See if she has or can grow from things? If I am being honest, I feel the more negativity thrown her way, the more she may never heal and become whoever she is meant to become. That would mean she is just being held back or diverted away from what is meant to be, which apparently is what her mother did to her, according to her narrative. She did not let her expand her interests, experiences, and her own learning, hence why we see what we are seeing now, an immature Gypsy at times. I'm not cutting her any slack, but I am suggesting people cool with it when it comes to her child, her and Ken's daughter. Isn't it bad enough that this child will grow up to learn everything, especially of her mother's doings, to what would have been her grandmother? Yes, that was Gypsy's choice to make at the time, and clearly she made the wrong one. But that is not this baby's fault and not a burden it should carry in the future either. I also will admit she does look fantastic. Battle with stress and harm that all this can cause a person when you're a public figure, and unfortunately one that many dislike. We can only hope the truth will come to light, whatever it may be, and that regardless, she will change for the better, as it will be for her daughter and Ken. And let me just add, with the rumors that they broke up always floating around, I don't care. It's their choice, and if it's fake, it's their time wasted faking it. Just saying. It is what it is. But let's check out some more of these clips.
Ken's mom joined the live. She explained the reason behind doctors setting an induction date for Gypsy and said she wanted to come on live tonight to clear the air.
My son doesn't know about how all that works. A couple weeks before, I think she was like 35 weeks. Gypsy was like 35 weeks. She goes to the doctor and she was like dilated 1.5 centimeters. Maybe she was 34 weeks at that time, but she went back a week later and she was at like 2.5. And that's when the doctors pretty much said, well, we're going to try to get you're dilating, like 1 centimeter in a week's time.
Yeah.
We're going to try to get you to at least 39 weeks in a day. That way it'll be in your, in the 40-week moment, but we'll see. And they started giving her shots, Gypsy shots, to develop Aurora's lungs just in case.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And Aurora came like 6 days later. I was awoken at like 5 a.m.
And you were in Texas?
I was in Texas, yeah. Because I had set to come, on the 16th. But then when I got the text.
The 16th of January, right?
Correct.
Okay.
But I did kind of know because the doctors were saying we're going to try to get you there. But she was dilating. I really didn't have to do a lot with the baby. Gypsy was very attentive. And she really she was very upset when the milk didn't let in, and she thought she was a bad mom. And I had to explain to her what a bad mom was. And that would be a mom that didn't feed her baby.
I'm not talking about your child because she's innocent. I'm just curious why Gypsy had her baby a whole month early and there was...
Our baby was born at 36 weeks. She was a tiny bit early, but she was perfectly healthy and she never went to the NICU. She was a natural birth and she came home with us 2 days later and she's been incredible. She's been growing. She's been the best baby ever. And, what else do you want to know? Everything I've told you has been the truth.
Okay.
How much did the baby weigh? How much did the baby weigh at birth? I'm just curious.
I'm not gonna disclose that.
You also said in that same live that you guys were just friends and weren't having relations.
It was the first time that we met up and we were just friends. Moving on.
Also, keep in mind that Gypsy could have been telling him that she was on birth control. I'm not trying to cause issues, Ken, but she could have been lying, and you might still not know the truth. I'm just saying that's a possibility.
No, I have no comment on that because, to be honest, I have no idea. I have nothing to do with any of that.
Bacon in the oven as long as possible, because we know that Gypsy had some health issues, and I'm wondering if that was why the induction date, like her OBGYN was like, look, let's, or maybe you don't know, Ken. Maybe you don't know.
I was wondering.
I know everything because I was there for everything. I went to every appointment. I went to every doctor's appointment.
Good.
And the baby was originally set at a due date of the 22nd. That's based off of, the beginning of the pregnancy. And the doctor decided that, hey, let's go ahead and induce on the 16th at earliest. And the baby made an earlier appearance. Luckily for us, she was born totally healthy and never had to go to the NICU. It was not a C-section. It was a natural.
And that's coming from a mother of 2 kids.
Well, it wasn't supposed to be. All right, dude, you really brought this fucking girl on, dude. I swear to God.
Wait, Ken.
No
Wait, hold on, guys. Hold on. I know.
I didn't know you had a vagina. Oh, and maybe
First of all,
do.
I mean, if you were
Actually, I
too,
wouldn't be
I mean,
surprised.
obviously you're too fucking stupid to realize that she wasn't induced at
Your
36
mama.
weeks.
You and your
Okay,
mama.
yeah,
That's
classic
you and
Be
your
a
response.
mama.
Your
gentleman.
You
mom
Come
and your
told
on,
me what I
bro.
mammy.
thought. So she was
You
supposed to
and
be
your
induced at
mammy.
38 weeks.
And
All right,
you've
yeah,
always
calm
been
down.
a
Calm
liar.
down,
So
chick.
why would you come on
Calm
here
down.
telling the truth now? You're a liar.
Calm
We know
down. No,
that.
you're a fucking
Just like
liar, and
Cowboy
everything you
Bear,
posted
you
has
were
been
bent
lies.
over with Cowboy.
Response.
All
Right?
right, guys. Hold
Yeah,
on one
that's what
You
second.
you
had to
Woo.
let
do.
this
You
fucking
Calm
person
lie.
down.
on your panel, this
You've
Let's
been
absolute fucking
relax.
lying.
Let's
lunatic.
You've
relax.
She's
been
literally the
lying.
next
You're a
fancy,
liar.
first of all. Second of all, she would have been induced at 38 weeks if you can do your fucking math right, but you can't because you're fucking stupid. So she was
Wow.
born at 36 weeks. Like I said, 2 weeks earlier than the induction date. So yeah, get your math
Let's
right,
be
girl.
respectful, Ken. Come on. No need to throw that
You're actually
jab.
telling me to be respectful? I swear.
Yeah, but
Um,
I
Well,
didn't know
both.
that you had a coochie because you're up here speaking to women about childbirth.
okay.
Yeah, it gets pretty nasty, pretty ugly really fast. Ken Urker, Gypsy's boyfriend and the father of her child, he does not get along well with Nina. They have a little bit of a history of doing conversations and lives, and just that friendship turned for the worst.
Okay, so again,
so you need to act
already
like you got
listen.
some sense.
Let Ken and Nina talk because I think.
Act
Well,
like
we
you
got
got some
to.
sense. You're out
Okay,
here
so first of
acting
all,
like you're a
again,
woman.
like I
Yes, I know
said,
you act like a woman
she keeps
sometimes,
raising
but
her
yes, you're
voice
Hold
not
because
one.
that's the kind of person
on.
that she
We don't
is.
want
She's
him
a
to rage
loudmouth,
quit.
lunatic, loser.
Well,
So she
wait,
says that
Ken,
baby,
back
no
up.
baby would have
The
been induced at
loser's not going to
36
get you.
weeks. Okay,
Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
talking to you right now.
All I'm gonna
So
do
she
is
said that the
rag your
baby.
ass when I
Okay,
get off of
she
here.
keeps
Play with
talking. She
me.
keeps talking. All right. So, like I said, she said that the baby would induce it at 36 weeks. She wasn't induced at 36 weeks. She was born at 36 weeks. She would have been induced at 38
So
weeks.
she was
But
induced
again, you
earlier.
can't critically think.
Listen, Pitocin is inducing. Pitocin is inducing. But that's what we're talking
You
about.
don't
You
even
do
know what
not
you're
know
talking.
what
No,
you're speaking about.
I know
They don't
exactly
give
what I'm speaking about.
Pitocin
You
unless
Hold
they're
are
on,
Hold on,
inducing
absolutely
All
hold
you.
on.
right.
let me talk for a minute.
Calm down.
Yeah, that's serious.
like the original due date, which is planned from the beginning of pregnancy, isn't always finite. Sometimes there's room.
Hold
There's
on,
room.
But they
Ken.
pretty much know
Ken.
Yeah, but
they
that's a
have
lot
an
of room for
ultrasound. They
error.
know what that
It's
Hold
baby's
on.
not.
Here's.
It's listen.
Can I
I
just
don't. I
say
don't
something?
exactly know what you guys are arguing about exactly, or
Hold on,
what kind of
Ken. Can
point
I
you're
tell
trying to
you?
make. But the
Listen,
point that
Ken.
I'm trying to, what I'm trying to tell you, is that yes, she was born a little bit early, but she was perfectly healthy.
Baby.
Yeah, she came down and helped us for the first week. It was the four of us living in the house together for the first week,
What
and
house? Your house or the Blanchards?
my house in Metairie.
So if you just arrived, we are talking about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She just had a child with Ken Urker, and he went on a live on a YouTube channel called Sir Morbid.
And she stayed with us and helped us bring our baby into the world and gave us a bunch of, pointers and helped us with, accommodating her the best we could. And I thank my mom for that greatly. And it's been great so far. When she's with me, obviously, we're all three together. When she goes back to cut off, it's her and her family there. And I try to come down when I can, but I also work full time here in Metairie or in New Orleans.
But you don't get to take her home, though, right?
There has not been an instance yet of me at home with Aurora by myself without Gypsy.
Does Gypsy still suck baby I'm sorry.
Oh.
Hey, come on.
Well, if you're gonna get rude and
I'm sorry, it's in her book. It's in her book. It's a fair question. It's in her book.
I have read the book.
And what are your
I'm not gonna
thoughts?
talk about the book. We're not gonna get into the book.
Why?
Why not, Ken?
I just don't want to.
Are you proud
I'm proud of
it?
Gypsy for sharing her story, and that's all there is to say.
Were you at the book signing?
Wait,
I was
hold on.
not. I had to work.
Oh, the book signing that you weren't at while you were
I had a big part
working?
in that, getting you kicked out. It was fucking awesome to see.
We talked about this on my channel. I have a video on it. We might have even done a live on it where this TikTok creator live streamed herself attending, ticket and all, purchased a ticket, a book, everything. And before I think it can even really start, as soon as she got inside, she was being told that she couldn't record and that they were escorting her out. And Ken wasn't there, but there was a few TikTokers that were there in presence to support Gypsy. But then across the street, there was a few protesters. And then there was like rumors about the book that the next day that they weren't going to be selling it anymore. And I debunked that because I actually called them and spoke to someone there. And they said they had plenty. They even had signed copies available.
That's a very weird flex.
Well, hold on. Let me finish. I just love the fact that you paid for travel, accommodation to get down there for the book signing, and then we got your ass kicked out. I just loved that. And then watching you just kick rocks.
You love
was
that.
hilarious.
Why?
Can I say something?
Really?
Just proving more and more how much of a douche you really are, Ken.
I find it funny that Lifetime's not paying you enough that you still have to work a second fucking job. That's the funny part. The funny part is you having to work
Pony,
multiple jobs.
Sure do.
Your
Are
mic
you
is
knocking a man for working a job? Hilarious. But go ahead.
So you were the one that actually initiated the removal of Pink Pony because she wanted.
Oh, I definitely had a part in it. Where were you? And that was it was so scrumptious.
What was your part in
watching her get kicked out and then have to go.
It was
stand on the
scrumptious.
corner
Where
and
did
film.
you watch that? By the way,
hilarious.
Ken? Be honest with
I
me,
watched
bro.
it later.
Where did you watch that? Where did you watch that go down?
I watched it later.
Where?
On my fucking TikTok.
Phone.
Why do you get so much joy, Ken, out of?
I just find it hilarious
Pony
that
out?
somebody traveled, paid for accommodations,
Do you
hotels
know-
to try and harass a book signing, and then got booted at the door. I just find that funny.
Okay, well, actually, Gypsy was harassing me via my TikTok about a week before the event. Number one.
I don't know
Number
about
two.
that, but, you know.
Number two. Let me finish. Number two. I find it interesting that you are such a good multitasker that you could simultaneously be at work and have me removed from
No,
a
I
book
said I got
signing.
off work,
So
but go ahead.
kudos to you. You just said that you were working and you didn't attend the book
I was
signing,
working
and
I
now
had the book
suddenly you
signing, but I
had a
can still
part in
text,
that.
right? I can still text at work. But anyway, go ahead. What was the question?
Pink Pony.
So we're looking at this screenshot that was dumped from Fancy's, files or whatever on
I
it was
actually
dumped on
am the one
Reddit.
that sent this screenshot in, but yeah.
So you have this entire Google Drive?
I don't know about the Google Drive, but the conversation between me and Fancy, I believe so. I do.
All right.
So
She
you're the one
released
that
it too, so.
Can if you can maybe shed some light on this, because this is a current topic and I feel it's really important, and maybe you can, do some justice for Nick and expose Fancy in this situation. But her message to you, June 17th, 2019 at 3:13 in the morning, she said,
Just thought I'd let you know we have the complete inside story on Nick, and we intend to make sure that guy never gets an appeal or sees the light of day. Thank God Gypsy escaped that sociopath. Hope you are well.
So I'm just curious, Ken, if you can shed light on what Fancy exactly was doing to
I have
quote,
no
make
idea.
sure.
You're asking me to look back on a 6-year-old conversation and tell you what Fancy was doing. I have no idea. I'll tell you this, though. I don't like Fancy. I've never liked Fancy, and I disapprove of anything that she says and does. She's a maniac and insufferable lunatic who has been consumed by this entire story, and I have nothing else to say beyond that.
So it's very obvious Ken is not a fan of Flawless Nina. She is on TikTok and on YouTube. And from what I've seen on her channels, most of her videos are all about Gypsy Rose. So that's what he's referring to. But there's a lot of stuff that comes out in this interview, panel, whatever you want to call it. I'm not too sure how long it was, the actual live, but a lot of details, and Gypsy has not said a word about any of this on any outlet or platform.
So you have no recollection of this, and you have no idea about any type of conspiring that she was doing against Nick while like during this time?
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you.
It's
a 6-year-old conversation. I have no idea.
I'm really puzzled by the relationship between Ken and Gypsy. Ken seems to not be in the loop of anything that they do, and I mean, if it
unless he's playing dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I can only speak from my own
Playing
personal
dumb? You're
experience
asking
in
me to
relationships.
give you insight on a 6-year-old text conversation? You think that'd be
No, I
I'm
wasn't
I'm playing
talking
dumb?
about
No,
that.
put it up. No, he's not playing.
Ken, not.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Oh,
Well,
you don't like Nina, Ken.
Uh-oh.
I think the feeling is mutual between them.
Mm-hmm.
I
You're
think
really
that Nina is
upset.
like a second. She's like a second consumed by the Gypsy Rose, case that Gypsy Rose kind of owns and controls you and like forces your hand to everything
I'm
you say and
consumed.
do.
I didn't call my job. No, wait.
Okay,
Let's clear
nobody
something
called
up.
your fucking job.
No, listen, yes. And Bree admitted to it. Your girlfriend has harassed me, or your baby mama, your hoe, whatever you want to call her.
You got fired from your job because you're an online
let them work it out.
No. Listen, Ken,
That's
this
why you
would
got
have
fired from
never
your fucking job.
happened. I would have never. I didn't reach out to Gypsy. I'm not the one sitting on panels. No. Listen, you're.
So like I said, it gets really ugly. And what just spilled out here, the hot tea per se, was somebody, either Gypsy or Ken, called this woman, like her real life job, off camera job. And she had apparently allegedly lost this job due to that interaction of some sort. And she's kind of like just putting it all out there, that things that she hasn't really publicly said or talked about, I don't think. So this was clearly getting heated.
Lunatic, obsessive bully who nobody wants to have them work for them. So now you do what every other content creator does, and you shit out fake videos with false rumors and bullshit to get.
How do you know that, Ken, that Nina was a shitty employee and all that?
Because that's all that you do now. Post fake news and fake content to get views and clicks for views.
And right off the bat, from personal experience of watching some of her videos when I'm researching, she has said a couple of things that turned out to be true. Like around Christmas time, it was seen that she was elsewhere from Cutoff, Louisiana. That turned out to be true. And then she was talking about how possibly she might have gave birth early or something, because in the pictures that she had seen and put on the camera or put on her show was showing Gypsy in like a family Christmas photo, and she was very thin and her stomach was very flat. And now with all this information coming out, it kind of puts the pieces of the puzzle together.
When she's with me, obviously, we're all three together. When she goes back to Cutoff, it's her and her family there. And I try to come down when I can, but I also work full-time here in Metairie, or in New Orleans. Bullshit to get.
How do you know that, Ken, that Nina was a shitty employee and all that?
Because that's all that you do now. Post fake news and fake content to get views and clicks for views and money.
But my stuff has
because
actually been proven.
No, none of your shit is proven. It's
the
all
fact that
false
stuff
and
has
it's all
checked out.
bullshit.
Oh, okay.
No, listen.
Oh,
The
okay.
reality is you have nothing else. You have
You
nothing
sound really
else.
angry,
You have a
Ken.
miserable
Why are you big mad,
existence.
Kenyatta?
And no,
Kenyatta,
okay, yeah. That's a
Kenyatta, what are you
cute little
upset
card
about?
to play because I'm shutting you the fuck down right now, and you know that I'm right.
Kenyatta,
Because
what are
the
you so
reality
upset
is
about,
you have no
Kenyatta?
life outside of Gypsy.
Kenyatta, why are
And
you
that
so
your
upset?
entire existence is built on
Kenyatta,
Gypsy.
why are you so upset?
And you have to post false
Kenyatta.
bullshit to get views and clicks
Oh,
to
okay.
only make you money because you have no other income
Oh my
otherwise.
God.
You live with your
about
mother,
me
and
more.
you have
I don't
nothing
live
going
with
on
my
in your
mother.
life.
Ken,
You
let's
have
not
nothing going
throw
on
out
in your life.
accusations
that's
that
fine.
are not
That's
true.
just the reality here that I'm speaking.
She doesn't live with her
facts here.
mother.
But the fact that you're a drug addict, you had a baby by a murderer, and you want to talk shit about someone, you
listen,
had a baby by
I'm
a
not
murderer.
talking
Are you
shit. I'm
dumb?
talking facts
You
here,
gotta-
lady.
Wow. Oh my Lord. And this is all on the internet forever. So what I'm saying is their baby is going to grow up and find this on the internet. Terrible.
A lot of noise. Just the fact that you had a baby by a murderer does not qualify you to even speak to
Bullshit
me.
on somebody who you've never met,
You
and that's
sound
just sad,
dumb.
miserable existence, and I pity you.
Okay.
I
Okay.
pity you.
Okay.
I
But
really
you're the
hope that
one.
you find
Whatever.
something in your life that gives
Okay.
you purpose and
Okay.
meaning, because otherwise, it's a
Okay.
sad life for
Okay.
you. So good luck,
Purpose,
lady.
like the
Good
way
luck.
Gypsy killed her mother. Is that the type
Right.
of
Okay.
purpose
So
you're
listen,
talking about?
everything that you
The
posted
fact that
about
Gypsy
Gypsy
used
in the
a
last
man
like
that
3
was
All right.
collecting permanent
Okay. How about
disability,
this?
is
Let's
that
see if
what
we
you're talking about?
let
Disgusting. You're the scum of the earth.
one at a
That's why you're a
time.
hoe.
just as insane as you
You're
are.
the
So I feel
scum
bad
of
for
the
all of
earth.
them.
You
Also,
are the scum
you
of the
delete
earth.
comments, you
You are the
block
scum
people
of the
who
earth.
Wait.
fight
Hold
your
on, Ken.
You are the
narrative.
Gypsy
scum of
Rose
the
doesn't
earth.
delete comments. Gypsy doesn't delete comments.
Yeah, it's such an oxymoron.
Come on, Ken.
They're the
Let's
ones
play on the same
upset
plane.
Nina,
because
do you
I
delete
don't sit
comments?
on
Yes or
lives
no?
for days
Nina,
talking.
do you delete
Like,
comments?
come
Yes
on
or
Okay,
no?
so Nina,
I can do what I want to do on
she
my
could do whatever
page.
she
Who are
deletes
you?
comments. So
Exactly. You try
So
to
does
push a
Gypsy
narrative
delete
of
comments or
bullshit
not?
at any
Oh,
means
okay.
necessary, even if that means it's not the truth. That is your entire existence.
Oh,
You just
okay.
want the
But
money.
how?
You just want the
Even
clicks.
though
You
it's
just
not
want
the
the
truth,
views.
but the things I've
You
said have
are a
checked out.
sad
So how are you
person.
saying the stuff that checked out are lies? Like that doesn't even make any sense.
Listen,
You
all I
sound
tell is the
dumb.
truth, lady. You tell bullshit
Oh,
for
okay.
views.
Okay.
Okay?
that's kind of
You know, like
untrue,
that we
Ken.
broke
Yeah.
up, like
Like
that I
he's a
live with her
liar,
and her
though. We know that
parents, like
about
all
him.
that bullshit that you spread
Yeah.
is just
Just
garbage.
like
Anybody
Cowboy
who
Bear,
watches your
Kenyatta.
content is just as much
Okay.
stupid as you are. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
go
okay.
find your
Play
boyfriend and
the already
cry.
debunked cowboy card. Okay, go
Okay.
ahead. Yeah.
No.
Is that all you have? Do you
Oh,
have
you're
anything else, Nina?
lying.
Do you have anything
You're
else?
lying.
Nothing else,
You're
huh? That's what I
lying.
thought. You're such as much of a
Oh, you
loser as I
must have
thought you
not had
were.
some dick in some time. You sound really
Ken, do you
Anything
really
hostile.
else?
hate Nina this
Anything
much, or
else?
is it Gypsy
You
that
sound
hates
really
Nina?
No,
hostile.
I don't hate Nina. I'm
You
just letting
sound
your
real
viewers
hostile.
know that she's a dumbass,
Oh,
and
you need
everybody
some
that
She's a
dick.
follows the
You need
dumbass.
some
Reddit
dick.
community also
Oh.
believe that she spreads
Oh.
false bullshit. You know, like
Okay.
she can't face anybody
Oh,
who critiques her.
Kenyatta.
She blocks and bans and deletes comments at anybody who goes
So
against her
Gypsy
narrative.
never blocks her.
At the same time, why does he bother to go on these lives and panels? I get it, he's defending Gypsy, but he might be better off just staying off the internet and responding to all the drama and all the rumors. Focus on Gypsy and the baby right now. Am I crazy thinking that? Like,
Bans anybody.
Oh,
You know, it doesn't matter. The
Kenyatta.
point
How
is
cute,
that
Kenyatta.
she's miserable and pathetic, and it's sad. And I
Okay.
pity you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right. You
But
got
go ahead
it.
and keep it going.
Does anybody want to take a
All right,
It's all you
Kenyatta.
have.
You got
It's
it.
all you have.
All
You
right.
have nothing else. You have no identity
Okay.
opposite
If
Gypsy
you
Rose.
think I'm offended by a
Gypsy
man
Rose
that
owns
had a
and
baby by a
controls
murderer,
you, and you
you
know
are
that I'm
wild.
right. And
Okay, so Ken, I'm gonna have to disagree with
laugh
that.
it off. That's all you got.
Hold on one second.
Gypsy Rose owns and controls it. Do you have
Ken, I have to
opposite of
disagree
her?
with that
No.
because
Actually, I have
Nina
a
can do
lot
other
more
content.
other than his,
Yeah.
other than
Well,
Gypsy.
yeah, listen.
So
It
what are you
speaks
talking
for
about?
itself, and it ain't speaking
Oh,
very
okay.
loud. So
Oh, okay.
that's your perspective. And
What is your
and
perspective on
the
that?
same can be said about you, Morbid. What are you making your money off of right now?
Your
Posting
wife or
Gypsy Rose
your
content
mistress?
every other night.
Did you guys hear that? Oh my gosh. Straight up. Your wife or your mistress. Oh my God. Dude should have just not gone up on panel. Ugh.
Right? So
I
in
make
a
money
way,
off your mistress.
you're
Says jobless Ken that lives off of his
But I don't make
murdering
money
baby
off.
mama.
unlike you, Nina.
Really?
I do have an
That's
actual job,
crazy.
unlike you, but keep posting your false
That's
bullshit
Unlike
videos to make money
Gypsy.
because that's all you have, right?
Unlike Gypsy.
Ken, I'm just asking you a serious
No,
question.
I'm speaking the truth. Am I not, Nina? I am. That's a nice little cop-out argument, but
Go
the
ahead,
reality is
buddy.
you post fake, false bullshit, fake news to get money, right? Yes.
And what does Gypsy post to make money?
She doesn't post
Y'all
shit. Have you not seen that? She
that
hasn't
her
posted
neighbors
anything in
are
a
checking
while.
out.
She lives her
I
life.
actually of everything, Ken. I have picked.
He says she lives her life. Either she's telling him to go on these panels and stick up and stand up for her, or maybe she really is just doing her thing. Who knows? And he's just going ahead and doing it. It's just overall, he should just stay to himself. Yeah, it's easier said than done. But she's a public figure, so everything he's doing or saying is going to be all over the place.
Pictures of everything. I'm telling you.
Post it, lady. Post it. I'm telling you to post it. Post your pictures, lady. You ain't got shit.
Ken, you're feisty tonight, baby. It's
Hello, Jesse. Thanks for coming in.
Shit. Nina's a
different.
fucking miserable loser who just has to post fake shit to get views and clicks. That's who she is. She has no identity or personality opposite of Gypsy Rose. Everybody who fucking watches this shit knows that's the truth. And anybody who actually believes her nonsense is just as stupid as she is. So go ahead, and if you want to follow a lunatic into the blind, you go ahead. It's stupid because Aurora's in great hands. She's got a great loving mother. She's got a great loving father. She's got a great supportive and loving family, grandparents, etc. Is born to a very happy and loving family, and she's going to have an amazing life, and she's been great so far. She's been the most amazing baby. She's been growing, and she's been eating, and she's great, and she's a complete joy.
She's been eating like
and growing.
Yeah, she's been eating and she's been growing. You know, I have to up her bottle every week. You know, that's what I mean by that. And she's gaining weight. She's adorable. She's a sweetheart. She's got a full head of hair. She's got green eyes. She's got a full head of hair. She's got green eyes. Okay. And we don't have to get lost in these arbitrary weeds that are irrelevant. Okay, I'm here for what matters and what's important, and I will always be a part of that.
Did
and I will
Dee Dee's
give her the
life
best
matter?
life I can.
Ken?
It's a legit question. Did Dee Dee's life matter?
So you guys want to get
According to
like you guys want to get into some kind of like side conversation here about whatever y'all's narrative
I don't
is?
know.
It's not about a narrative.
I have okay, y'all have y'all's narrative and what you believe the story is.
We want to know your
Well, I know the story
thoughts.
is. And I'm not gonna like I said, I'm not gonna get lost in these arbitrary weeds.
You don't
I
know
told
what the story is, Ken.
and my purpose is, and that's what I'm gonna do.
All I'm saying
So-
is I don't feel like anybody's life is an arbitrary need as you're categorizing it. But
So let me ask
Well,
him,
you can put words in my mouth if you want to.
I'm not.
But the point that I'm trying to make is you have your narrative and we have ours.
And I would love to
we
hear
are
yours.
Not going to agree. We are not going to agree. So
That's
therefore-
okay, Ken.
Okay. Well,
I just
and
wanted to
you're
hear
right,
your
that is
thoughts
okay.
about it.
That is
That's the
okay.
point. That's why
No,
he
I
asked
already
so
know
he
what
could
your
know your
thoughts are,
perspective.
and you know what my thoughts are, and we're on two separate
Okay.
sides.
I don't know what your thoughts are. That's why I'm asking you. What would you explain to your daughter? And because you were talking about it.
That conversation that I have with her will be our conversation.
All right.
It does not need to be had right now.
Well, I'll answer for you that Dee Dee's life absolutely mattered, and that's what we're going to make sure everybody knows.
Could we agree there that maybe justice for Dee Dee in the sense that she didn't deserve to die or be killed in such a heinous way?
Again, you have your narrative. And we
So
have
you
our
think
side.
you deserve that?
And
Ken?
I'm not gonna dive into these arbitrary weeds with you. I'm just not gonna do it.
Arbitrary.
Okay.
Listen, honestly,
Hold
you have
on.
your opinion.
They do. Yeah, you're right. And they don't.
You're claiming
look
that
good for
Gypsy
her.
was never a victim of child abuse?
No.
Not medical
Wait,
child
what kind of abuse?
So, so is it not child abuse to pull your kid out of school? Is it not child abuse to make your kid sit in a wheelchair knowing she can walk? Is it not child abuse to shave your kid's head to give the appearance of being
To shave your
sick,
kid's head?
knowing
No.
that she's not?
That's not Munchausen.
Yes,
It's
it
not
is.
medical
It
child
absolutely
abuse.
is.
I agree,
Yes, it is.
Dee Dee.
It's absolutely 100% child abuse.
Ken,
And if you don't
I
agree
said
with
it
that,
wasn't
that's fine. You're
Munchausen.
fueled by a narrative.
Okay,
But,
Ken,
You're not going to
but
get a
that's the
fight
facts
from
of the
me
case here.
saying that Dee Dee was a stellar mother.
Ken, let me play devil's advocate, and I'm going to agree with you.
If it wasn't child abuse, then do it to your own kids.
Ken,
But you won't, will you?
I shaved my kid's
One
head.
person at a time, so we can actually hear what's
It
happening.
wasn't medical child abuse.
Ken,
yes, it was.
Yeah.
Does that deserve
Hold on,
first degree
hold on,
murder?
Let Becca finish.
17 stab wounds to your death.
Well, tell him what you're saying, Becca. I
No,
want
seriously,
to
Ken,
understand.
does it deserve to be stabbed 17 times until
Nobody condones
No
the
mas?
tragedy that happened.
Drop it again.
he'll be back?
He doesn't understand the medical.
No, he doesn't understand the argument that it's
I
not
think he just
medical
really wants to
child abuse.
believe Gypsy no matter what she says, and it's kind of
Well,
sad that he just like can't open his.
I'm going to be honest with you. These people are literally like in their own world. And not only are they rude to him, yeah, he's being feisty as well. But like, if you really want to get answers and about not just what's going on in their life now as like a tabloid type of thing, or maybe some hidden truths about the crime and the past, you're not going to get those answers by doing this type of, you want to call interview or whatever. I mean, for fuck's sake, couldn't they just at least talk one at a time?
No, I'm a fact finder. I can think for myself, and it's very obvious and apparent what the facts of this case are.
Dee Dee
But,
never made her sick. Never made her
Well,
sick.
we can keep talking for hours, but I have to go.
Okay.
So,
Say hi
yeah,
to Parker.
yeah, you can play it off however you want, but the reality is, I said I had to go for the last like 30 minutes, and I've stuck around.
Tell me what you guys think in the comments down below, and I will see you in another video really soon. I'm Leenda, and that's for the record, Your Honor. We ain't done yet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. If you just got here, I'm Leenda, and this is for the record, Your Honor. We are on to the second topic, which is from Mr. Beast to Elon Musk, who is in the running to buy TikTok. So if you are familiar with me and my channel, you are aware I do not have a TikTok. And I was debating on it, but I remember at one of the previous jobs that I had a boss that was like, don't do it. Once you start into it, that's it. And I'm getting too old for that. So I thought it was all like TikTok challenges. I see people like Sloan, who now gets his work and his videos out to the new generation that's all over TikTok, which is a smart business move. But I don't know. And then the news came where it was going to be banned. And I was going to do a video, but I didn't. Good thing I didn't, because within like 24 hours, it was back up and running. But I was going to do a video about not just it being banned, but how I witnessed in real time at like 6 o'clock in the morning, Gypsy Rose Blanchard was up all of a sudden uploading nonstop on Instagram, where she kind of went flat on Instagram. Her focus was more on TikTok at that time. And you remember before the baby, there was the whole thing that she got hacked and she was all freaked out because that's her main income. Well, let's see who's going to be in the running for this. We already know Elon Musk had purchased Twitter and created it into X. So let's share this article and see what it says. The countdown is on again for the US-based buyer to take on TikTok as it faces a ban. Euronews next takes a look at the contenders to take over the app. The clock is ticking again to find a buyer for TikTok, the popular short-form video app. And for people like me that are a little bit older, I guess it's the new age Vine. ByteDance, the Chinese parent company behind the immensely popular app, is requiring to sell the app to the US-based buyer or face a nationwide ban according to a law voted last year by the US Congress. President Donald Trump has now pushed back on the sale of the app by 75 days after it went offline for a few hours on the 19th. That's when they all went in panic mode. The new U.S. president proposed a 50-50 partnership between ByteDance and an American stakeholder. ByteDance has reportedly said it refuses to sell, but that has not stopped potential buyers from coming forward. Hey, whoever is the highest bid, right? Now the field of interested people vying for a say in the app is widening. California-based Perplexity AI recently submitted a bid to merge with TikTok's U.S. business and give the government up to 50% shares in that new entity, the Associated Press reported. The other contenders for the platform are politicians, tech billionaires, and a YouTube star. Mr. Beast, aka also known as Jimmy Donaldson. He looks like a Donaldson. Now I think about it. I grew up with a kid named Donald, and he just looks like him, kind of. So it kind of, I know that was random. I don't know. It just came out of nowhere. One of those names on the list to invent in TikTok is a YouTuber, Jimmy Donaldson, known as Mr. Beast Online. He's part of a syndicate of inventors led by Jesse Tinsley, all cash offer. Woo! According to a statement from U.S. law firm Paul Hastings LLP last week and posted on X. I have to admit, I wasn't on X/Twitter ever. And then maybe the past 2 years, I've dipped into it here and there. Sometimes I tend to fall off of it, but it's actually informative. So if you don't have X, just make an account. You don't have to post anything. You could just lurk. But you get a lot of different news right away, fast, and from different angles. And you can find my account, add me, subscribe, follow, and I'll keep you up to date on all pop culture, true crime, politics, beauty, you name it. Matthew Hilzick, a spokesperson for Mr. Beast, told the Associated Press discussions with several buyers, and there are no exclusive agreements with any of them yet. So in other words, he could be, buying them out of the running, or he could be like, hey, we can work together on something with this project. Donaldson first wrote on X that he would consider buying TikTok earlier this month, a few days ahead of initial bans coming into force. He claimed in a follow-up post that so many billionaires had reached out to him to make the deal happen. In a follow-up TikTok video on Wednesday, Donaldson said that he means business and that he has an offer ready for the platform. We want to buy the platform. America deserves TikTok, Donaldson said in a video. Give me a seat at the table. Let me save this platform. Donaldson has since changed his biography on the platform to future CEO of TikTok. Mr. Beast is one of the world's most successful internet creators with over 500 million followers across his various social media platforms. Now, are you guys a fan of Mr. Beast? Have you followed up on all the scandal that surrounded him? If you are not fully aware and you would like a full deep dive, meaning it is probably like 3 hours long, but well worth it because it dives into everything, go check out Oompaville. Yes, that's the name of the channel. He has a lot of different content. He's got quite the personality, but when it comes to some serious matters, he really likes to investigate, and he does really well with his videos. So go check it out. I'll link it down below. But tell me also in the comments, are you a fan of him? Have you watched his YouTube channel? Are you watching the big show that he's got on mainstream right now? Or are you well aware of the scandals and think he's a little sus himself? Also, who do you think is going to buy it? Do you think he's really going to go for it? Or do you think Elon Musk is going to just outbid everyone? I mean, he's got a lot on his plate already. He's got the shit with rockets and space going on, and he's got X. So we'll see. I will be working tonight on a video to release tomorrow and do hopefully a live tomorrow night. And it's going to be regarding the news that unfortunately happened late last night. I was actually watching news. I think it was like 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And all the feeds then all of a sudden were showing Washington, D.C., where the helicopter, a military helicopter, Black Hawk, collided with a civilian aircraft plane. Terrible. And last I looked into it, I think there was 30 confirmed unalived. And yeah, I have to say it that way because it's YouTube and the platform got to respect those guidelines. But yeah, I'm going to be working on that and the investigation, all the information that we have, the press conferences. I'm just going to put it all together and go over it. And then Saturday, 'tis the season, Supercross Saturday. So if you are down and love that sport, come hang out. Even if you have the broadcast and you're watching the race, we put on the times, either the qualifying times, because we do race day live, and then we cover during the race, give you updates, because not everybody has access to, for example, like right now it's streaming on Peacock. Sometimes they change it and it's on Mav TV or like WSX. You have to do it through a different thing. It's annoying. So we try to broadcast whatever we can for the fans that love the sport and can't watch it. But we want to start a little mini community during these seasons. And we just hang out and talk in the chat and have fun. So hopefully I will see you guys either for another video really soon or in a live or Supercross Saturday. So talk to you later. Thanks for stopping by. Make sure you hit that like button and tell me in the comments, what do you think about all the drama with Gypsy? Shouldn't they just stay off the internet? All right, bye.